Hello. So I'm going to share a dream with you that I had recently that has been influenced by some of the teeth anxiety that I've been having lately. Like a few weeks ago I had a root canal scare, and thankfully I didn't have to have that procedure done. I'm still waiting to determine if that's something that's going to happen later, but for now it's just a lot of focus on making sure the teeth are happy, and just a lot of thinking about that, I guess, on a subconscious level, a lot of concern there. So much so that I actually had a dream about it. So I'll start with the setting. So basically the dream is, it starts and I'm in a dentist chair in a room that is all plastic. Well, it's all covered in clear sheets of plastic, and like plastic on, like the way that Dexter decks out all his like little murder scenes. And there's this guy in like a laboratory coat and rubber gloves, and he's over top of this metal plate that's got like all these utensils on it, and clear glasses that go around his eyes, and like a lot of protective gear. And I don't see him yet, but he turns around and I see that he looks just like Dexter, which is strange because I haven't thought of that show in a very long time. But anyway, I laugh and I say to him, has anyone ever told you that you look like Dexter? And he just sort of laughs and nods but doesn't say anything. And then he arrives. He comes, he grabs the plate that he's been like sort of assembling the pieces on. He grabs the plate and brings it over to me, and then on like a wheelie cart, and then presents it here. And then he shows me like, oh, I have this like little rectangle piece. I'll just use like a piece of paper that I have. He's like, here, I have this like rectangular piece of paper, rectangular piece of plastic, sorry, that I'm going to install inside of your mouth, and it's going to just fit inside there. And basically, if your tooth is ever giving you any pain, all you have to do is like flick this little switch, and that should help you out and turn the pain off. And I said to him, no, I don't like that idea. Like, I don't want you to put that thing in my mouth. That's large, and I don't want you to install anything in there. Like, no thank you. Like, what are my other options? And he says, okay. So he just sort of nods. He leaves the room. He comes back with like, let me just see. He comes back with like, I guess sort of like a little handkerchief. And the handkerchief is full of little tiny little pieces. So there's like, I don't know, a little snail shell. There's kind of like a tube, like a plastic tube. There's a plastic gray square with a switch on it. There's I don't know, something that kind of looks like a hearing aid. And he just kind of shows me all these other options, like, well, there's this one, there's this one, there's this one. This one's a little smaller. This one is a little less invasive, more expensive, but you can try this one. And I was just like, I don't want any of those things. Like, I don't want you to install anything in my mouth. That'd be great. Just don't do that. So he nods, and then he leaves the room, and then he comes back with several garments, like sort of like lingerie like pieces, sort of similar to what I'm wearing. This isn't lingerie, but it's just this kind of material. So shows up, and he's got this like, this gown that's lace, and then he's got this other gown that's even more lace, and it's a different color, or more sheer, and then just varying degrees of transparency, and asks me to put them on, so, or try them on or something like that. So I'm thinking that this is a better option than installing something in my mouth. So I grab all the pieces and I go into the next room and I try one on, and I see, okay, this is totally like some kind of sexy gear, and how is this relevant? I hope he doesn't think that I'm gonna be taking on some kind of role for him. So then I put another one over top of that, and another one over top of that, and so I'm standing in front of a mirror and I'm watching myself get dressed, and I'm watching the layers, like the transparent layers and the texture of all those layers kind of like pile up on each other. So the first one was like just sheer like beige colored lace, and then the next one was like a stripy black thing, and then over top of that there's some sort of ruffly thing. Another one has like polka dots, just a whole bunch of different textures, and it's kind of like collaging clothes, and yet you can still see my naked body beneath all of these layers. So I return, and I'm sort of like, I kind of say like none of these are going to work, and I don't really know what happens. I'm in a house at this point, like it's not like an official dental office, it's like, it's a house. I don't really understand, but I guess we sort of move forward in time. Nothing gets sort of determined. We move forward in time, and I'm now in like a track and field, like I'm at some sort of school, and there's a field with a track that sort of goes around it, and it looks kind of like as though maybe there were train tracks there, and then over time it just kind of got removed, but it kind of had these grooves in it in the dirt. So I'm walking around, and it's all worn down, so the path is like really sunken in and worn down. And the grass, there's grass mounds that are on either side, so it's basically like a circle-shaped track, and the grass is kind of like these hills. So the track is dipped down like this, and then you just circle around or whatever. So there's a center of the circle that's raised, and it's basically it's a field. And then on the outside there are these like ridges. So the ridges all have trees on them. So it's this like donut shaped, like grassy mound with like a dirt circle, and then like tree perimeter with small shrubbery in front of the trees. So I'm walking on the path, and I see this large yellow bomb, like a torpedo shaped bomb on wheels. And so I'm pushing it, and I know that that this thing has the potential to create some pretty huge destruction, and I suddenly feel like it's my job to do that. And so I take the bomb, and I see that there are people coming like down the street, and I just shove it really hard into their path, and run up to the mound, run up the top of the mound, like the hill, and then try and hide behind some of the shrubbery there. So I'm hiding behind the shrubbery, just waiting for this bomb to explode, and nothing happens. And then one of the men who were walking by, who I guess I was trying to explode, comes up to me, and he's like, excuse me, what are you doing there? And that's like the end of the dream. So it's kind of weird. I mean, I wasn't adequately hidden by the bush. It was like I was so obviously trying to hide, and it was just weird and awkward. So I don't know what I was trying to do there, and I don't know why I was trying to explode you. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a strange dream, but thought I could share it. And I have another one that I want to share right after this, which happened tonight, or this morning, I guess. So I'll get right into that one. And this one was from a few days ago, so I really wanted to record it because it's really still very fresh in my mind. So yeah, the next one's pretty cool, and I'm going to make that into a new video. So if you're interested, stay tuned, and I will see you later. Thank you so much.